schools are finding 4x more engagement across the top stages of the funnel than their staff was able to get on their own. Right. That like, and I'm talking about like the volume 4 times the volume of students, like you ask something, student answers, or student asks something and then asks something again. Right. That's like all sort of engagement point. Our partner institutions are finding 4 times more engagement from students at the top of the funnel. And this is really to like prevent that hesitancy to build the transformational relationship, which your amazing human recruiting staff should be freed up to do later in the cycle, right? Like this is not a human replacement. This is let's get the admissions counselors back to what they are good at, which is building the transformational relationship within the admissions process. Like let the AI cover the volume at the top of the funnel, yes, and let your humans do the amazing work down funnel.
So we're going to dive into what's going to be an exciting episode. Everyone here will hopefully remember Emily Smith from CollegeVine. Emily's all over social media. She's the face, I think, of CollegeVine at this point. She's a celebrity. She like spikes the ratings of the show.
Totally. Yes. Every time.
She's an unofficial co-host of the show. So Emily, welcome back. Happy 2024-2025 academic year.
You too. Yes.
How are things going?
Things are great. I have a little kid who just started kindergarten, so things are a world of crazy here at my house, and we're out with amazing AI recruiter functionality, which is so awesome and really exciting. And
well, we're here to talk AI, but how is your kindergartner adjusting to school?
Oh, she's out of her mind. We need a different episode.
Parenting. We'll do a parenting podcast because my youngest is just started middle school this year.
Also a time of excellent transition.
It is. And we went to meet the teacher night last night. And one of the teachers made a comment about, how great the 6th graders are, but it's clear that they're exhausted by middle of the week, like that they can see it happening. And wouldn't you know it, this morning woke up and a 6th grader said, I don't know why I'm crying, but I can't stop it.
Yeah. That's familiar.
It's like, yep, you're exhausted. Yeah. But that's a whole podcast in itself. But let's talk AI, because CollegeVine, aside from already being an awesome company, really doing a good job connecting students and universities this year, calendar year, maybe going a little bit into the last year, but this calendar year, you've been setting the world on fire with a lot of AI functionality. We've got a lot of it baked into the content of the show this season, and it would just be plain absurd for me to even tiptoe into that world and not think about having you on to show some of this functionality. Folks, I've played around with it several times now. I'm blown away with what you have for AI in this space compared to other stuff I've seen. Now, there are other products doing other things that I do love. Let's be clear about. But what you're doing, and
but we're your favorite kid.
You probably, yes, and you probably have other things you've not yet shown me that would just blow it more. But don't tell everybody else till you tell me. So we can't put all of that in this episode if I haven't seen it before.
Fair.
I want to know it before they do.
Agreed.
So, but I have, when we start thinking about telephony and AI for that, like, I love what you have. And as soon as I saw it and you showed it to me, I told you we got to get this on, and it took us months to get all this lined up. But some of you may have heard it before, but we're going to demo it live, and I can't wait for folks to hear it, to see how this works, and let me see if I can knock the socks off this AI bot and win a competition of throwing it off its game. I've not been able to do it, and this will be like my fourth try. So we'll see. So tell us of what's happening at CollegeVine. Tell us a little about some of the stuff you're doing in AI before we jump into this call and start demoing what you have.
Yeah, so we've built and deployed AI recruiters, actually, which these are really different than a lot of the AI that's happening in the space. A lot of the AI that's happening in the space is like reactive. It's assistive, right? Like help me do my work. AI is a lot of the AI that we interact with, both in education and as workers on Earth. This is really different from that. This is proactive and agentic AI in that we've created these AI recruiters that act as agents of your institution. And by that, I mean, they credibly go out into the world, know everything about your institution. So they're, accurate, factually correct. they act as agents of your institution. So they're going out into the world and proactively building relationships with students, primarily at the top of the funnel, where in the last, many, many cycles, we've created funnel volume that's so large that we can't do the individual play anymore. That is why most people join admissions. It's why people get into this world and this work, is to build individual relationships. But funnels have gotten so large that that's gotten pretty impossible. And so these AI recruiters actually are proactively recruiting students and nurturing them down the funnel through SMS, through phone, through chatbot, even physical mail and email. And it's like having another team member whose caseload is your entire prospect pool working 24/7 to recruit them as individuals versus stale segments.
And I think once people hear this, it'll start to click.
For sure.
To understand when you say it's proactive, it's not reactive, because it absolutely is. And I remember the first time we were having this conversation, and I started walking through my brain the way I would normally think about segmenting my audience, and you said to stop. That's the old way we do it. We don't program it. We don't put together logic statements to get your audience together. The system is already doing that for us. That's no longer what you do. And it reminded me a little bit of persona-based marketing and the challenges schools face with persona-based marketing, in terms of really trying to adopt that. And as you pointed out then, what this is, it's skipping that. It's like skipping that chapter. You don't have to learn that anymore. If you want to start thinking about a true one-to-one relationship that is automated with a prospective student, now you can enable it in a very different way with these agents.
Yeah. I mean, you and I have done the exercise, literally you and I in a room with a bunch of index cards to map out the comm flow at a school.
Yes.
You and I had a consulting agreement where we've done that. And many of us have done that so many summers over so many years. And you step back from the Post-it notes or index cards on the floor and you're like, we did it. There's the comm flow. And you've predetermined who's getting what. And day 11, we do this. Okay, that's cool. But wouldn't it be better to have a really smart agent of your institution just doing the next best thing for for the individual at the right moment? That would be better than just bucketing together a bunch of students.
Yes. And that's what you're doing.
Yes.
All right. What else do we want to talk about before we dive in? Because I'm itching.
No, we should have her call you. Right. So we're going to have an AI recruiter call you.
Yep. We're going to put this on speaker, folks. So you're going to hear it right from my phone. And I'm going to see if I can really what's the bot's name?
Her name is Sarah. Her name is Sarah, and she's trained for Knox College, which is a small private liberal arts school in Illinois. And she knows your name. If you really try to push her to connect with a person, she won't, because this is a demo environment and it's business hours right now. I don't want you to actually connect with this admissions office. So don't go that road. But she knows your name.
See, normally what I do, agent, right. Operator. So I won't do that.
Ears are bleeding. Okay, sorry. Don't do that. Keep within the realm of she's not going to connect you to a person today, but she could and would if this were a live instance. And you're a student at the beginning of the journey. So it's sort of perfect time of year, your senior fall, just looking at exploring colleges. All right, so pick up your phone on speaker. Sarah is calling you now.
Okay, I'm excited. Sarah's calling me. Okay, accept. Hello?
My name is Sarah. I've been assigned to help you on your admissions journey. I'm calling to learn a bit more about your college preferences and help you decide if Knox could be a good fit. What's most important to you in your college decision?
Finding a quality school that will help me get a job.
Yeah, got it. So you're looking for a school that really focuses on helping students land jobs after graduation. Super important. At Knox, we have a strong emphasis on career readiness with programs like internships and networking opportunities. What kind of job or field are you interested in?
I'm not sure. I'm thinking about engineering, but I also like accounting.
Okay, nice. Engineering and accounting are both solid fields with great job prospects. At Knox, we offer a strong liberal arts education, which means you are really supportive and can help guide you. Have you thought about any specific programs or experiences you'd like to have while you're in college?
I don't know. I'm not sure. What about, and you mentioned internships. How do internships work?
Great question. At Knox, internships are a big part of the experience. We have a dedicated career services team that helps students find internships related to their fields of interest.
Are there certain companies? I'm sorry, there's certain...
Worries. Yes, we have partnerships with various companies and organizations across different industries. Some students have interned with local businesses, nonprofits, and even larger corporations. The Career Services team can help connect you with opportunities that match your interests. Is there a specific type of company or industry you're curious about?
Well, I'm thinking about some of the major accounting firms. I want to be sure I have work at a large company and have an opportunity to get promoted.
Mm-hmm. That makes total sense. Knox has connections with major accounting firms, and many students have landed internships at places like Deloitte and Ernst & Young. These experiences can really help you build your resume and network for future job opportunities. Plus, our alumni network is strong, which can open doors for you. Does that sound like what you're looking for?
I think so, but I also need to know about food on campus. I have celiac, so I can't really have gluten. So what do you have for me in terms of options of food?
I totally understand how important that is. Knox takes dietary restrictions seriously. Our dining services offer gluten-free options, and they're really accommodating. You can talk to the dining staff about your needs, and they'll work with you to ensure you have safe and tasty meals. Do you have any favorite foods or dishes you're hoping to find on campus?
Well, I love gluten-free pasta. I didn't think I would like it, but it's kind of grown on me.
Gluten-free pasta can be surprisingly good. I'm glad you found a favorite. At Knox, they do offer gluten-free pasta options, so you should be...
All right, let's just stop there. I'm going to pause there. So that was completely unscripted, right? You told me nothing of what to say. You told me not what majors to put. All of that was completely just out of the blue, not planned at all. What did we hear? She repeated everything I said. I mean, you can't have, I don't know how you're going to script and with someone's real voice to say, I need you to be able to say gluten-free pasta.
Well, that's, I think the mindset we all have about AI is like the chatbot keying mindset, where you actually had to like key if then statements. Like if they ask about financial aid, then deliver this snippet of script, which is like, those are a pain to implement and a pain to maintain, right? Because like then you have to like anticipate all the options, and it still takes a full-time person to run it. The mindset here is really like, assume you have a really smart staff member who knows everything about your school, who has no ability to get like sad or tired or put off by your weird questions. Like she's really just there to be an agent and a steward of the institution and of your experience, to like, knowing everything about the school.
So how did you come up with this concept, and how long did it take you to build this out to get it to this level?
This is a really good question. We came up with the concept because of this problem that we really care about, which is like this overarching thought that like traditional methods of student recruitment, and I'm saying this as an alum of the student search machine, right? Like those are the projects that I used to run several companies ago. But those traditional methods of recruiting students like can't be effective as recruiting students as individuals at the top stages of the funnel. Like we know that students aren't engaging with this as much. Search performance is falling year after year. Like funnels are getting larger and larger. And like we really care to have these students who are sort of in the beginning of the journey of courting you and you're courting them, like to have this different experience that's better for them. It's more individualized, like at that point, they're like less ready to be your best friend. They're less ready to be like, drop everything and visit campus. We don't want that hesitancy to get in the way of learning that this college is actually a great fit for them. That's the problem we were trying to solve. It took us many months of building, though, as Mickey, I told you in the pre-show, like we have the best developers literally in the world who are working to solve this problem. This thing works in many different languages across all of those different mediums. So it took a lot of hard work to build, but unique to CollegeVine's really brilliant development team.
Was the voice modeled after someone someone at the company? How did it come with that voice? Because it's a very pleasant sounding voice.
It's a pleasant sounding voice.
Sounds
it's a
real.
neutral sounding voice. It does sound real, but like also it's giving like white woman, right? Like, so that's like just like a choice. No, we actually had named her Emily in her initial iterations, but that was very problematic for me to show off because people were like watching my mouth like I was a ventriloquist with the puppet. Like, no, it's not me. I am not speaking right now. So we renamed the demo instance Sarah. And you can choose the voice you want. So whether it's, a more representative voice for your region, for your dialect, or, whatever feels mostly on brand, right? Like a men's college isn't going to want Sarah's voice as the recruiter. So you can choose to customize the voice, and you can choose to customize like how she interacts, more friendly, more brief. I was speaking to a school in Philadelphia yesterday who was like, these answers are too long-winded. Can we make it more brief? Like we're direct Mid-Atlantic Philadelphia school.
Mm,
So they can decide, like, yes, we want it super friendly, sometimes funny, never flippant, and brevity is key, right? These are all instructions that you can give to how the recruiter acts, just like you would coach a counselor, right? Like, go out and represent us in
yeah.
this way.
And that's what I was about to segue into is, that sounds like, so now you're training. How long does it really take to get them? Because, in this, she answered everything very well. I'm assuming she spoke with correct information, but how long does it take to get them as fine-tuned as Sarah is?
So about 20 hours, and it takes about
So
3 or
now,
4
now,
weeks.
now, come on. Are you serious? 20
Yeah, yeah,
hours.
yeah. Yeah,
So
because,
if
okay,
I hire
here's
a
the
new
deal.
admission counselor, I've got a 3-month onboarding process. And you're
Well,
saying in a
because
2-day onboarding process, 2.5 days, I can have my agent up.
yeah, so the same mindset of how you would train a person is how you train your AI recruiter. And what would you do with a new staff member once you had marched them through the HR parade and done all their paperwork? You would give them a bunch of stuff to read, and you would have them set up a bunch of meetings with key people on campus, right? Like
Yep.
your key weird faculty member who has the, I don't know, biomed research that's really the flagship thing, or the student life people who know about like pumpkin bowling and like all of the traditional things, right? You would
Yes.
have your counselor read a bunch of stuff and then set up meetings where people are speaking to you about what's important about your school. Same thing happens here. You give the AI recruiter a bunch of stuff to read, websites, PDFs, your brand, your colors, your styles, all the things, and it consumes them instantly and commits them to memory. And you're setting up meetings in that same kind of phone capacity where you're literally just talking to her to train her, and she commits everything you share to memory.
Probably better than I commit to memory.
Well, she has no limitation of like her human brain can only take in so much, right? So yeah, you can just be like, here, read this giant stack of thing, and she's like, okay, cool. What else do you have for me?
So 20 hours, we can get this agent set up. I don't see why anyone wouldn't want to be trying and testing this. I don't. Here would be the why. Here it is. How do I trust her?
Yeah, great question. So this is a big thing about about AI, like in general, is like sort of the hallucinations of AI.
Yes.
The deal in those, and you could hear it in her pauses, right? When she was saying uh-huh, or like as she's repeating back to you, like, Mickey, that's really important, like, I think I'm getting this right, that you're really interested in X, Y, and Z. She's actually pinging many different models. So this is not like a linear ping one model, get one answer type of thing. She's actually fact checking across a bunch of different trained models. One is not the answer. It's often not adequate, because to us, it's really important that the level of accuracy is actually better than the human recruiter out on the road. And like, yeah, of course, the human recruiter out on the road is going to make a mistake or two sometimes. We just have to make sure that, and this is actually something institutions can tune, whether the information should be general or specific. Like, you can actually choose whether or not the recruiter is going with general or specific information. But as far as accuracy and that, the sort of like anti-hallucination program, yeah, she's pinging a bunch of different trained models, not just one, to maintain accuracy.
That's phenomenal. Have you seen any cool results or outcomes from schools already?
Yeah, for sure. So at the top of the funnel stages, we're in year one, we're in cycle one. We have over 85 schools who have joined on the AI recruiter so far, and the AI recruiters are now launched and live. Schools are finding 4x more engagement across the top stages of the funnel than their staff was able to get on their own, right? That, like, and I'm talking about like the volume, 4 times the volume of students. Like, you ask something, student answers, or a student asks something and then asks something again, right? That's like all sort of engagement point. And some of our partner institutions are finding, yeah, 4 times more engagement from students at the top of the funnel. And this is really to like prevent that hesitancy to build the transformational relationship, which your amazing human recruiting staff should be freed up to do later in the cycle, right? Like, this is not a human replacement. This is let's get the admissions counselors back to what they are good at, which is building the transformational relationship within the admissions process, right? Like, let the AI cover the volume at the top of the funnel,
Yes.
and let your humans do the amazing work down funnel.
That's phenomenal. I still get amazed every time I have a conversation with her. I don't know how you came up with the idea so quickly and got it out. I know I've not seen anything, telephony based that's anything close to this in our space. It's just, I hate using terms like cutting edge. The
Well,
term itself
yeah, I
is
mean,
too
it
old
is. It
to be
is.
cutting edge, but it really is. This is when you hear about what AI is doing and all the things, that how we can leverage it. This is, I think, a good concrete example of where we are going. The outcomes of this will only accelerate the other types of uses that we have.
Yeah, she's doing this not only on the phone, she's doing this like as she creates emails for students, texting students, chatting back and forth with students. Like the phone is 14 through 75. Yes.
Yes, we have to show how the email works in a completely different episode, because I've seen that work as well, folks, and it's equally as impressive. Let's just say that. So if you've not seen this before, you want to see more about it, you need to go to the CollegeVine site, follow Emily on LinkedIn, follow CollegeVine on LinkedIn. Is the Vine Down still every Thursday?
The Vine Down, we took a break for the summer, but we're coming back with a new season. You told me this. You're like, people don't listen to podcasts in the summer. I'm like, no, they'll listen to mine. No, they didn't listen to mine. Nobody listens to anything in the summer. So yes, we're coming back with, I actually have a producer now. I've got some fancier equipment. Yeah, it's big time. So that Vine Down, yes, we'll be coming out with new episodes in our second season pretty soon.
Can't wait to see it launch. Check them out on LinkedIn. You'll find the Vine Down. Are you on all the platforms now? Are we sticking to live shows on LinkedIn?
Yeah, they're pulling back my live show license so that they can actually add some production to it, which I liked the live show. I was like, why not? But yeah, we're everywhere you listen to podcasts or watch podcasts. There's a video version, and there are many audio versions across Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the places.
All right, the Vine Down. That's it. Start listening now to catch up, so when the new season drops, you're all caught up.
Yeah, binge it. It's
Emily,
totally binge worthy.
binge-worthy material. Emily, thank you for joining me. This is a fantastic product. I don't even like saying product. It's the direction we're headed, and you're already there, and you're carving out the next direction, I'm sure. So thank you for sharing this with us. It is.
Thanks for having me, Mickey.
Right.
I love being on your show always.
Anytime. Our unofficial co-host, definitely at the lead in the number of episodes right there.
Still waiting for my blazer.
When I get one, I'll give you one. But
okay, cool.
I'll have a host blazer. You'll be the 5-timer blazer right there.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I'm in.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me, Emily. Everyone, thank you for watching, listening to another episode of CRMprov. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Those are the things I'm required by law to say as a podcast host. Please come back and see us next week. We'll see you then.